Hi everyone, in the shed to do the wheel refurb video, which some of you suggested would be quite good to watch. I'm just going to run you through a few of the bits that I'm going to use to do it. It's a fairly low budget sort of thing, so let's show you what I'm going to use. I've got paint stripper. This is Nitramals, but any paint stripper will do. You want some filler primer, some etch primer. Obviously wheels would be handy. 400 grit and lower, depending on how close you're getting to the end process. I've got some 120 grit there. Some files, curve file for getting in the rim there. Round file ideally, going in the holes, and a flat file, I mean depending on what condition your rims are in, taking out the little Kirby marks or little stone chips or burrs or what have you, get it nice and soft, nice and smooth. Different brushes, wheels, wire wheels. These ones are brass ones, they're quite soft so they don't cause too much damage. Couple of different sizes of those. Slightly larger, a bit more angry this one. Stainless steel brush. So you need a drill, preferably a vintage drill. Ideally mains, because I was using a battery drill and it just absolutely saps the flipping life out of them. Fibre wheels, they're always good. They get a lot of the junk off. This is the really angry end, really angry end. That gets all your pitting out. That and is, for the shape of this, sits in that rim really nice, so you can get right in there like that. Again, stainless steel twisted wire. Stainless steel, not twisted wire, so it's not so angry. Take out the scratches that are created by this one, and then use the brass, and then another smaller stainless steel one, and they're about £4 each or something. Okay, right, as you can see I've already done a fair amount of stripping on this one, but I haven't done any to the back, and I'll show you the extent of the pitting and what have you from the back. You can see it's pretty nasty, but that's slightly better than the other wheel that I've just done, and I'm pretty sure I can get that back. I mean, you're not going to get it 100% perfect if you're looking for a concourse style car, but you're going to get it pretty good this way. Right, so let's get cracking. Right, I've got a couple of wheels ready to go. Just pulled it out into the lid like it says. It looks, well, gruesome, like slime, thick old stuff. So got an old paintbrush just to give it a good old dab on. So it says specifically in the instructions to dab it on, rather than painting it on. Second coat now, they're starting to pickle up a bit. They've been making some funny sort of noises as well, fizzing. I don't think I'll put it on thick enough, so I'm going to really slap it on this time. Starting to lift off now. And this one is fizzing. I can hear it fizzing every now and then. Let's give it 40 minutes and come back and see what it does. Let's take a look at these wheels, shall we? See what they've done. Look, it's done its job, look. Lots of blistering, and it really is very stinky in here. You can really see the different colours that this wheel's had now. So you've got this sort of funny grey green colour, red, You see it's really red there, white, and what looks to be like a luminous psychedelic green. Let's see what it does on this room. I'm going to whack some more of the stuff on and then it'll eat away at this last little bit of paint. Got quite a lot of the paint off where I would struggle normally to get in there, so definitely worth getting. Some places it has really ripped through the paint. It must have been where it's on heavier, so I think I've probably been a bit tight with the stuff, because up here on this rim it really hasn't come off very well at all, so I think you really need to slap it on. Just wants a wire wheel off now. Got most of the worst of the paint off, sorry. It should come up quite well. I'll show you wheel number 1. Come up pretty good. Just wants a bit more wire wheeling. Now the paint's off. See the Dunlop branding on there. The sizing. 4.5 by 10. I'm quite pleased how they come up quite smooth actually. Start using the stainless steel brush here, see how this gets some of that corrosion out. You have to get the slightly more, I think we go for the angry end now. Let's try the angry end. Then we can compare different sort of brushes, and maybe you guys can pick and choose which ones you want if you're thinking about doing this sort of thing. I'll try it in a different area and we can see how much difference it is. That's the angry end, and that's the normal wire brush. See a bit more pitting now on a normal wire brush, a similar sort of time frame. Because the wire brush is bigger, you end up taking out a bit more rust overall. So you're probably better off going for the bigger one to start off with, and then get in there once you've taken the worst of it off with the big end. Get your little angry end in there. I've gone around the whole thing with the angry end and the slightly bigger wire brush. Get off all the loose bits. Now I'm going around with the fibre wheel. This seems to be working really well. Let's have a go on this bit. This bit's quite pitted. I'll show you how it does the job. Takes out all those little pitting marks, or 90% of them. The wheel's not too bad. See that there, compared to this side which hasn't been done yet. Goes really well. I mean, you put the etch primer over that and some filler primer and you hardly ever see those little dimples in it. So about 20 minutes on the inside this wheel now. It is a bit time consuming, but it's not too bad really. All the loose stuff off with one of these. Get the angry end. That really takes out quite a lot of the pitting and fits in all these little gaps. And then I went with the fibre wheel, and that takes out more of the pitting. I'm going over it again with the stainless steel brush, And the stainless steel brush is just taking out all those little bits that the other ones can't quite get to because it's much finer. It's been about an hour now. Well, pretty much an hour. That's including changing the bits over here and there on this rim. You can get them pretty good if you just got some time, bit of patience, and you're willing to do it yourself. Also, I will say, get all this rim all cleaned up nice, so then you get a good seal with your tubeless tyre. So we've had a real good go at this wheel now. It's now time to take out some of these little burrs like this one. So we're going to use the curved file now. It's just slightly easier to get in this edge. I mean, if you've got some real nasty curbing marks, you can then fill it once you've got all the burrs and that off, but there's a nasty little gouge there. Quite know how that happened, but I'm sure it's got a story behind it somewhere. We'll get that filled in. It's a little bit more work, as you can see, but we're very nearly on the priming stage. Right, this wheel's ready for priming. Let's go and get this primed up. Just applied some filler to this wheel. It's a bit difficult to apply the filler. I had to use my finger in some of the places because the curves of the rim itself. You can't use the applicator. Start sanding with the 120. Now we're going to smooth it out with some 400. It's coming up really nice. Giving it a good smooth off with the 400. I've actually gone over the whole wheel and it's come up really smooth. Couple of bits I've gone to metal, so I will give it a little dust over again with some etch. I've ordered a load of bits from DSN Classics. All these are all bits to make Mark 1 sliding windows. It's got all the lower sort of rubbers, upper runners, upper rubbers, and not too sure if I'm going to have to use these bits yet, but these are the plates that sit on top of the door, and then you have these chrome trims riveted on. I think they're riveted on. They're the adjustable bits, and you slide your little latches on and then they latch into the holes, so you can slide your front window back or your back window front. The windows will be made out of polycarbonate.